Hello, everybody out there in the internet, to episode 76 of Sis and Big Pops Culture. As always, I am Big Pops Todd Turner, also known as Mosaic Fan Art.
And I am Sis, aka Hannah Jo, and together we're an adult daughter and father duo. We dive into all things geek, nerd, and fandom. Every episode is family friendly.
That's right. We are family friendly. I would say we are.
We're PG.
PG. Yeah. Okay. TV.
7.
There you go. Yep. All right. 7. Hannah, tell everybody what we do here.
Well, we are going to chitter chat about nerd news that we think is fun and interesting. We're going to share what we've been binging. We're going to hear about Pops' pull list. We don't know what that is. Don't stress. And at the end of our time together today, we are going to have a spoiler-heavy review of the live-action One Piece season. That
Season
was just on
1.
Netflix.
That's right. So let's just jump into it and hit this a run-in with the nerd news to us. I don't have a lot.
I have 3
which
pieces.
is funny. I have 3 pieces. 4
Twins.
pieces, maybe. I don't know. What do you got?
Okay. A24 is
Okay, yeah. So that's like a movie theater thing, or that's like a studio.
Yeah, A24 did Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Everywhere all at once. Yeah. They're the ones who. I know. I keep interrupting.
No, you're fine. Go.
They signed? They've okayed everything with,
and they are already running production.
Gotcha. Okay.
They are going to turn Paris Hilton's memoir into a TV series.
No, goodness gracious. Why? Who cares?
Because she's hysterical and an icon.
I don't think that's no.
That's funny.
Hannah, when you were a little kid, they had that goofy TV show.
I know they did.
Lionel Richie's daughter.
Who do you think London Tipton was based off of? In The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
100%. Yeah.
London Tipton? Are you kidding me? Paris Hilton? Hysterical.
Paris Hilton had dirty movies and everything.
Well, she is the queen of the velour tracksuit and is hysterical.
Oh, velour tracksuit. There was a
Juicy Couture.
In the Hawkeye comic book and also in the Hawkeye miniseries, there was a group of mobsters called the Tracksuits.
Classic.
And they all wore tracksuits, but they weren't velour. They looked more like that.
Oh, no. The velour tracksuit is coming to a Target near you very soon because Y2K is coming back. Every
Stacy's mom has got it going on is going to be wearing that.
Goodness gracious.
Oh my God.
My favorite thing in the entire world is how Gen Z has rebranded yoga pants flared leggings.
Oh, listen, the girls at my work have what do they call it? Flared Fridays.
Flared leggings, aka yoga pants, my guy.
I don't know that they're yoga pants.
No,
not
that's
these.
what they were called. They have rebranded. Okay. I'm a millennial and I don't even know what.
I don't know. I'm an old guy and I think it's crazy anyway.
Well, Paris Hilton. And here's the thing. If it's on a streaming platform I have access to, I will watch it.
I'm not watching it.
I think it sounds hysterical.
You're funny.
I could see it doing very well.
Hey, so Blue Beetle has ended its theatrical run as the lowest DCEU grossing film of all time.
Yeah.
So here's the deal, though. This movie was supposed to be straight to streaming. So a lot of people are giving it down the road because it's like the worst.
Why didn't they do that?
Well, I mean, I think they were trying to get as much. They're trying to milk as much as they can out of those movies that were in the pipeline before James Gunn took over, because they're basically not going to do anything.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything. Well, and people know that.
Yeah, and actually, it's official. Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa are done with their current characters.
And they're getting ready to come out with the new
Aquaman. I read that there was like all kinds of bad stuff going on the set.
Yes, on set.
Did you read some of that?
Because of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial shenanigans.
Well, somebody said Elon Musk was the one who kept her job. Did you read that?
I read that.
What did you read?
I read that Elon Musk did something so that Amber Heard could keep her job.
It's crazy.
It's just drama bomb is what it is. And we don't know what's going on because
and we don't know if it's true or not.
Are two humans in rural Kentucky who are so far removed from a movie set. But Nelly.
You think listen, so far removed, rural Kentucky, the latest run of the Hulk is taking place in Estill County.
Okay, well, maybe
we're coming soon to
a place.
A hometown
near you.
Now, I did hear
place
where Jason Momoa is in talks to reprise a new role in the DCU.
What?
With the new Lobo. You don't even know who that is, do you?
I think I do. Keep talking. I'm going to Google it.
The last Caesarean. Not Caesarean. That makes it sound like he was made by a C-section. Zazarian. Anyway, he was the last of a race.
Oh, he looks like he could be that guy.
He could be Lobo, yeah.
He could be Lobo, looks like a bad guy.
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
So Lobo in Superman Legacy, I think is that.
Well, here's the thing. Chris Evans is Captain America and Johnny Storm. So
and in Scott Pilgrim. That was an anime.
So
and in Push. I liked that movie.
I don't know if I saw that movie. I think that came out before I was allowed to watch movies like that.
Gotcha. So what else you got, Hannah?
Didn't know that this was relevant still, and it felt relevant after us watching Spy Kids 5 last time I saw you.
Yeah, that's bad.
Robert Rodriguez talking about Atlita Battle Angel sequel.
Oh, I just saw that, but didn't see what he said.
Just that he was like, I watched the movie. It was weird.
Yeah, it's heavy CGI. I get it. And bizarre, but I liked it.
I didn't know James Cameron was on that film too.
What? No, I didn't pay attention.
It was James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez.
They were the ones who did that movie?
Interesting pairing, man. With 20th Century Fox. And Disney owns 20th Century Fox now, which is why the sequel was never really pushed.
Oh, because they were going through the middle of all that garb.
Mm-hmm.
So would it be made by Troublemaker Studios?
30 years? Who knows? But I don't know, man. I saw that and was like, I'd watch an Atlita Battle Angel sequel.
So this isn't part of my nerd news, but have you seen the Beekeeper trailer?
No,
Jason
but
Statham?
I kept getting ads for it. Is he like Sherlock vibes? Like the Beekeeper?
No. When something happens to disturb the hive, the beekeeper takes care of business. So he's like
very John Wick.
Very much so. Yeah, sort of like that. I mean, it's like a James Bond type, John Wick type thing. And he actually is a beekeeper, but something happens to somebody and then he goes and has to clear house. It looks awesome. And for our movie review for next time, The Meg is on the max.
We watched The Meg.
The 2?
We didn't watch 2, but we watched 1 because Trevin wanted to go watch 2, and we saw that it was on HBO, and I was like,
Meg 2 is on Max.
We'll have to. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
Although maybe we should do Halloweeny something. I don't know.
Halloween.
We could watch Edward Scissorhands.
People.
Have you seen it?
No.
Well, okay.
That doesn't really sound like fun. Here's what Trevin does. Trevin loves a horror film, and I love sleeping in on Saturday mornings. And so he wakes up at like 7, and I roll out of bed at about 8:30, and he will have watched a horror film while I was sleeping.
Oh, okay. It is horror film time.
It is. It's horror film season, right. Baby.
Oh, well. What else you got, sister?
What was I writing down? Beekeeper.
Yeah, Beekeeper. Good movie. I mean, the trailer looks awesome.
One Piece season 2 has officially been announced, and apparently they already have a script.
Oh wow, serious?
I read that. It was on Geek Tyrant, I think.
Here's the deal. They've got 1,000 episodes. You can choose wherever you want.
Yeah.
But it does have to have a script. And we'll talk about that when we get to the review because we'll talk about it later. Save it for the podcast. Save it for the podcast.
We're on the podcast now. Y'all, I was hanging out with Dad this past weekend at a family wedding, and I was like, Dad, One Piece. And he was like, save it for the podcast. I'm like, you are my dad, and I want to talk to you.
We're going to talk.
That's it. That's all I have.
I have some Fantastic Four news.
Okay, bring it on.
So, it is supposed to be released Valentine's 2025. It is going to be the next big pillar movie for the Marvel going forward. They're saying it's going to be different from any other Marvel movie that's been made. So the director said basically, we have a cast, but I can't say anything until the strike's all over. So
I thought the strike was over.
But not everybody's, only part of it. Not only the writers, but now there's some other stuff.
Here's the thing. Can I get behind people not wanting to sign away the rights of their likeness for AI?
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
100%.
Did you see where somebody's been using Tom Hanks's AI creative voice for a dental practice?
No.
That's crazy.
You can't do that.
And Stephen Fry, you know who that guy is. He was they were using him to like do books and stuff.
They don't have laws for this kind of stuff.
That's crazy. Anyway, I was saying that because apparently Vanessa Kirby is a shoe-in as Sue Storm. I think we might have already mentioned that.
Yes, she's in the Mission Impossible movies.
Yes, which I would have to go back and take a look because I can't quite remember what she looked like.
She's a blonde girl.
Well, good, because Sue's blonde. But anybody can be blonde, right?
Not with everyone's complexion.
Okay, nice.
I'm just kidding. Dye your hair whatever color you want it to be.
So comic book geeks will appreciate this where it comes with the Fantastic Four. We really don't know what they're going to do. We don't know, what the movie's going to be, who the villain, if there is a villain, we don't even know. Is it an origin? Is it blah, blah, blah? But the director was saying that, this is a direct quote, if I can read my own handwriting. Things that work beautifully in John Byrne and Jack Kirby are a little tougher when filming them. So John Byrne and Jack Kirby is the OG who created the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Well, John Byrne did an entire Fantastic Four run in the 80s. So I don't know if that's a hint to what type of style they're going for, or maybe the villain that they might go for. Maybe has something to do with something that Kirby created and Byrne then expounded on.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go back and read all 800 issues of the Fantastic Four to figure it out. So
you have all of them pretty much.
Yeah, all of them, but like 14.
And anyway, hey, if you want to learn about how a lot of comic book or TV tropes were created, read the Fantastic Four comics or go back and listen to our episode, The Creation of Tropes, way early in our seasons.
So the funny thing that I was listening to was Kevin Feige. They were talking to him and he was like, he was talking about how big that the Fantastic Four was to Marvel and how, after the X-Men, the Fantastic Four. And I was like, wait, no. The Fantastic Four were before the X-Men.
Yeah, after the X-Men.
And Marvel's first family. That's what they're called. Yeah. And I was like, he doesn't know. Maybe he does. I don't know. Anyway.
I mean, here's the thing. If I have to watch every single thing that has been released by Marvel to enjoy this movie, I'm going to be angry.
Yeah, because you haven't watched
anything.
You should watch.
I don't want to.
You should. The Captain America, the Falcon Winter Soldier, fantastic. And Loki, fantastic.
I have started Loki and I don't care I'm not invested enough to finish it. Secret Invasion doesn't look like fun.
I finished Secret Invasion. It was all right.
I don't know. I don't know about it, Dad.
Did you finish Hawkeye?
Yeah. Yeah, because
that's where
I got really mad about Kingpin just throwing this little girl around and being
and
wimpified.
Nothing happening. I know. That was bad.
Wimpified Kingpin.
Yeah, that ain't cool.
Was the lamest thing.
Yeah, that was pretty lame.
She would, no.
Crush her head between a car door. Yeah. Anyway.
Daredevil,
my last bit,
chef's kiss.
Well, and they're doing a new Daredevil, but I don't know how it's going to be, you know?
I hope it's good.
I know. Asoka, the most streamed show in September.
Cool. Did you watch it?
No. I would love to watch it, but I feel like I would go into it clueless because I didn't watch the Rebels. I didn't watch, Clone Wars.
Yeah.
All the cartoons. I just didn't watch them. And I feel like there is so much lore there that I would have to go back and watch.
There's a ton of lore there.
That I just don't feel like doing it.
Yep. That's how I feel about all of these TV shows that they're popping up. Not that I'm mad about them having a million different TV shows, like pop off. I don't have the time, nor do I have the desire to watch all of it.
Yeah. But here's the deal. If you watched it an episode a week when it come out,
Nah.
Oh gosh, do we sound like old farts or what?
I sound like a privileged little millennial girly refusing to watch TV shows as they come out weekly, even though I grew up watching TV shows as they come out weekly. I would not do anything on Friday nights when I was in college because that's when S.H.I.E.L.D. came out.
Oh yeah, I like S.H.I.E.L.D.
I wanted to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's funny. That's funny. It's funny because I think I've gone from, I still do a little bit of both depending upon the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of binging and shows, what's going on?
We watched One Piece, of course. That's the big thing that we were watching. We are getting pumped to watch Over the Garden. That's what we should watch. That should be our fall thing. Over the Garden Wall.
Watch the movie?
I think it's on HBO Max.
Okay. All right. So what we'll do.
Trevin will love that. We watch Over the Garden Wall a day in the fall, and Trevin has elected that we will do that his birthday weekend. And so we're doing that this upcoming weekend. Watching Adventure Time. Still haven't watched Fiona and Cake yet. I'm excited about it, but it looks cool. We're watching Adventure Time, and The Lich has just been introduced for the first time.
Oh, gosh. Wow. You're early.
We're like first season of Adventure Time. We started at the beginning. It's super fun. Adventure Time.
I love it when people tell me, I'll go, I don't know if I can watch it. And they'll say, just skip the first 3 seasons. I'm like, no.
That's why I can't watch The Office. I can't do it. I have been listening to podcast interviews of exorcists.
Okay, that's creepy.
Which is so interesting.
No, I'm against it.
It's so interesting. No, just like pastors who are not like people but like a man who's been sanctified by the Catholic Church to go forth and perform exorcisms.
All right.
It was interesting.
I'll give you that.
And I have been listening to The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg.
The Power of Habit. Power of Habit. If I say the power of habit multiple times, it becomes
Power
habit.
of Habit. And it is about,
or is it a podcast about the strength found in nuns' clothing? Because it's a habit.
I'm listening to a book called The Power of Habit.
A habit is what they call nuns' clothes.
I know that,
Sorry.
Dad.
That was a terrible.
That was bad.
I'm sorry. Mm-hmm.
So The Power of Habit, which is actually really fun.
Awesome.
They're going into brain science and how habits are formed and how we can change them and how they're used, small and big scales. It's interesting.
Well, that's coolio.
Yeah.
You doing that when you go to work and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I don't do any of that. I forgot what I was going to say. I completely
I'm sorry,
lost it.
Dad.
It's all right. I am caught up on Invasion, which is on Apple Plus, and I think it's so good. A great sci-fi alien invasion.
As good as that one TV show that you love that I haven't watched yet because I watched the first episode and it was too much like COVID. I couldn't finish it.
They're totally different.
Okay.
And this, I don't know when it ends, but the other show, it's called Station 11. Oh, Station 11 is a masterpiece. Everyone should watch that, although it is for adults. And you should watch it. I've watched it 4 or 5 times. I think I might go back and watch it. But anyway.
So you're you're caught up on Invasion.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I have gone back and started back up the One Piece anime.
Oh, okay. Right on.
After I finished watching One Piece, so I'm still in season 1, but the episodes are like 26 minutes long. I don't know if we mentioned it on here or not, but I am listening to it subtitled, but dubbed with subtitles.
Okay.
So it's bizarre. No, not subtitled. It's dubbed with the subtitles that go with the Japanese anime.
Yeah.
So when someone says something on the screen, what is dubbed at the bottom is not always the same. Like completely different.
Yeah.
Which is so weird because I'm like, that is not what they meant when they said what they said. It's weird how
interesting.
I know. I don't know which is more correct.
I've been wanting to watch. Is the dubbed or subbed more correct? I don't know the answer to that question, and I do think that it would be very difficult to be a creator and to have written it in a specific language and then try to make it be a different language. Like to translate it, I think would be ridiculously hard.
A fish story.
Yeah. Or like there's this book that I read and it was originally written. It was like, okay, how many times do you count translation of a book? Like if a person who originally is born in Paris and speaks French goes and lives in Germany for a time and then writes a book in German that is then translated into English, how many translations were for the book? Like, do we count the person who learned French translating it into German?
100%.
But they speak German.
But that's what happened in that movie Fish Story.
Isn't that so interesting?
Fish Story. I know how it completely changes.
I think it's so cool.
That is crazy. Your mom and I went and saw The Blind.
You loved that.
I really did. I liked the movie. Enjoyed is a hard thing to say, but it basically was of Duck Dynasty, Phil and Miss K early on, how they became a couple and how he became a Christian. He was a raging alcoholic, mean. And so therefore I've been caught up checking in their videos or podcast stuff.
Yeah.
And did you know that Phil has a daughter?
Really?
Yes. So he has
with Miss K?
No. When he kicked her out of the house or whatever, and he was running around, Miss K had even told the boy, said, "Don't be surprised if another boy comes up in here and looks just like you." But this girl said that her son was doing a genetics thing for his college.
No way.
And they were like, Mom, you and your sisters and brother are just half siblings. And she goes, what? Yeah, the genetic.
Wild.
Yes. So she's like, Mom, who's my dad? Well, no. She's like, no, who's my dad? Oh, I don't know. And she's like, she's 47.
Yeah.
And her mom had never told her. And she goes, well, that guy that makes the duck whistles? It's him, Phil. And she's like,
What?
And then she goes, well, yeah, she goes, so like these things give you, like they tell you how to contact your birth parents. There's
If
things
you
on
want
how to do that.
yeah.
But they don't tell you how to do that when they're a celebrity, So they decided to write a letter to Phil's oldest son, Al's church.
Yes.
And wrote to him. And then her husband or her sister had said, hey, Phil is speaking at this church. Let's just go down there and just listen. We don't have to talk to him or anything.
You don't have to go up and say hi. You can just.
So they went and they listened. And at the end, Jace, or Jep.
Yep.
I can't remember if it was the baby
Jace
or if it was
and Jep.
Jace.
Okay.
Right. I can't remember which one. I think it was Jep. She had a copy of the letter and she said, will you give this to your father? I think it's really important that he get this. And she said, sure. He said, sure. So Alan contacted his dad and said, Dad, I've had this letter for a month and we've researched it and checked it. And I think it's legit. And he goes, okay, what do you got? So they end up doing a paternity test. And sure enough, Phil's the dad.
Dang.
And Phil said, bring her home. He said, this is something amazing, beautiful that's come out of a terrible thing I did in my life, basically. And Miss Kay said, I've wanted a daughter all my life and had to wait. I finally got one 47 years later.
Sweet.
She ended up moving down there next to him and everything, her whole family.
Really?
Yeah, they've just embraced her. And he said, yeah, this is my daughter.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Anyway, another
was
thing. Was
that in the movie?
No, I just started going down the podcast.
Oh, you started listening to all of the podcast episodes. Okay.
Yes, it's been very interesting. Yeah, no, that's not in the movie. But another thing I'm doing is I am reading Invincible.
Oh, classic. We reviewed that one too.
The book? Did we review the first book?
Yeah.
First comic?
The trade.
Well, I read the first compendium, which is 1 through 47 issues.
Oof. That dad is a bad mamma jamma. He's a bad mamma jamma.
I can't tell you any more about it because I don't know. We don't know if he is or not. He is and he isn't. Yes, but this has been great. Great. Why did I not collect this when it came out? It's fantastic. Robert Kirkman, the guy who does Walking Dead, Firepower, Void Rivals currently, he wrote Invincible. The first season is on Prime.
Yes.
It is a little bit mature. Mm-hmm. I believe they call this TV 14 or comic book is like 14 or whatever. It does have some, I don't know. I think
it has some language in the TV show.
It does. So it's probably,
it might be TVMA for the TV show, but for the comic book, you're saying 14 and up.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Okay.
I mean, not any worse than the other comic books. It does have some blood in it, but it is so good. I've now downloaded the second compendium. So the next 47 issues. Yes. And they've got the third compendium too. So I'm going to hit them all. It is so good. I enjoy it. I want to go back now and watch the cartoon, the animation now that I've read the comic because I really like it. So,
those animations are fun.
Yeah.
I really like the Vox Machina one on Amazon Prime.
Oh, well, I couldn't get into that stuff. See, that's another thing that has so much lore that I feel lost.
Oh, it has so much lore and it just...
I know.
I have spent literal days of my life watching their Vox Machina campaign. There are over 130.
Explain to people what that is who are listening.
Yeah,
because some people may not know.
Yeah, you're right. Critical Role is a pretty iconic Dungeons and Dragons podcast. It's created up of 9, including the DM, 9 different voice actors.
Dungeon Master.
Yeah, 8 to 9 different voice actors who they do a campaign. A Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and they just decided, let's record it and stream it. And if people want to watch it, then they can watch it. And has become...
It's taken on a life of its own. Animation, comic books.
A giant thing.
Yeah, a juggernaut.
Vox Machina is the group that was their first campaign.
Gotcha.
And they have it's like 130 episodes and they're backlogged and they're 3 to 5 hours each. And
Holy
I've
cow.
seen all of them.
Oh, wow. And
literal days of my life.
Invincible is a comic and now it's animation on Prime about a 18-year-old boy whose dad is like the Superman of this world called Omni-Man. And he discovers that he has powers. And then it's him also discovering that his dad is a villain, we think.
Question mark?
Because he kills all the superheroes. Like basically their Justice League. And he confronts his dad. And it's about him learning his powers, confronting his dad, becoming a superhero, finding out that he's part alien, all this kind of stuff. So it's really good, well-written comic. In the show, I can't vouch for the show because I never watched it. So
I've watched clips of it, I think. But like scrolling on my phone or something, I must have gotten an ad. But
all right. Well, Hannah, let's do the pull list.
Yes. So Dad's going to share with us his pull list. A pull list, if you don't know, is a list that you give the proprietor of your local comic book shop. And what they do is they pull those comics from their inventory and have you a nice, beautiful little stack or a big stack, depending on what your collecting life is like, that they have ready for you. So they pull from their inventory and have the list for you. Dad is going to share with us 5 different comics. He's going to give us 2 of the big, one each from the big 2, so a Marvel and a DC. He's going to give us a comic from an independent collector. We know how hard it can be to jump into the collecting realm, especially when some of these titles have been going on for 800 plus issues. So Dad's going to share with us a new number 1. So if you wanted to get started collecting, you could go to your local comic book shop and pick this one up. And he's going to share with us a book of the week, which is his favorite one.
Yeah. So let's just hop in. We're going to hit 3 independents today because my book of the week and my new number 1 are independent. So the first one is issue 3 from Image called The Sacrificers. So this is a book that follows this world where each different creature group has to give up a sacrifice every 20 years. And it's a person or a creature, it's one of their own people. And each different people group thinks it's something different. Like one of them thinks, oh, this is like it's a special to be chosen for this because we're going to get this, and this. And one of them's like, oh, they're going to kill us. The other one's, oh, they're going to make us fight that nobody knows, right? Well,
Barry Logan's Run.
In this book, you find out what happens.
What happens?
Tell me. So they have different, like, I would call them, they're not really gods, but they're like they are and they aren't.
Powerful beings.
Powerful beings that like handle the tides, the moon, the earth, gears, the plants, or whatever. And this is what the sacrifice is for. And they take the joy and happiness and feed it to these people.
No. Pass.
Yeah, I know. You find that out in this issue. So it's going to get really, really wild. Anyway, it's a thought-provoking book for sure.
Interesting.
So my DC book is Batman issue 138. I can't believe I'm choosing a Batman comic book. Legacy number 903. So Batman issue 903.
See, that's what I'm saying. It is a hard entry into some of these comics.
This is in the middle of the Gotham War, which we talked about, where Catwoman has, So the Red Hood, Jason Todd, one of the Robins, has gone to Catwoman's side. Well, Batman has literally gone off the deep end. He catches Jason Todd at the end of last issue, and he has done something to him with some type of gas, chemical, that whenever his fight or flight comes in, it automatically goes to fear instead of fight, so that he can't shoot or yes. And it's like, and
that's
Nightwing,
not nice.
Nightwing discovers it. So
there's gonna be drama in the back.
They are fighting. Not only that, you've got Tim Drake, my favorite Robin, and Damian, Batman's other Robin. They're all fighting one another. So Batman has gone off the deep end, and we think it's because he has a split personality. He created another character called Abensur or something that is like a Batman just in case something happens, and it's breaking through. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so my
this
Marvel
is why
book,
you can't have a contingency for everything, my guy. You got to let some stuff just be what it is.
and Batman has a contingency for his contingencies.
You just got to let it be what it is sometimes, my guy.
I know. That's my struggle too. So this Marvel book is issue 1. It's an issue 1 called Gods. And
Capital G?
It's G period, O period, D period, S period. So I don't know where that's going. But this is supposedly going to redefine all of the celestial beings within Marvel universe. So like the Ego, the living planet, the living tribunal,
the Eternals,
not the Eternals,
eating, giant
like
guys,
the Celestials, maybe Mephisto, the Collector. We saw him in the the Grandmaster.
Let me have your corpse on the time of your death.
And this issue was a great intro. It has some Doctor Strange in it. It introduces a character I'm not familiar with. And he has a partner who's like always on his cell phone, but it's not a cell phone. It's like a thing that can tell you, it tells, it's some type of device, magical cell phone, I guess you could call it. But that guy is hilarious.
Fun.
Yeah. And so really good book. It's worth jumping into. It is by a guy named Jonathan Hickman, and usually his books are really dense. But this one went really well. It flowed really good. So, all right. So my new number one is from Image. It is Transformers issue 1.
Like
More
Transformers?
than meets the eye.
Like Transformers. Like Shia LaBeouf, Bumblebee, Megan Fox.
Exactly.
Transformers.
Yes.
Classic.
They are restarting the Transformer universe because it just moved from IDW to Image. And they've given the total reins to Daniel Warren Johnson, the guy that did Do a Powerbomb, Wonder Woman, Beta Ray, his art style. I mean, there are panels in here that look like there are monster trucks wrestling. It's like off the top rope, the battles. Has a good story. It starts out with some of the Autobots and some of the Decepticons being re-energized and brought back. And then the goes from there. Yeah, it's not the Allspark in this one. It's Energy or whatever. All right. So
I'm sorry,
that's okay.
I made myself laugh too much about saying the Allspark like that.
That's
Man,
hilarious.
I apparently really have that movie memorized.
That is bad. Actually, that the first movie I thought was a good premise.
The first movie was left cheek, left cheek, left
that's
cheek.
Funny. I might go back and rewatch that.
Ooh, we should. We should watch it for the podcast and talk about it. It's a fun one.
All right. So my book of the week.
Book of the week
is from Dark Horse Comics. This is a book I picked up. It was not in my pools. It's called The Midnight Show. MIDNITE Show. I saw it was written by Colin Bunn, and he does a lot of horror. And I thought, I'm not really a big horror guy, but I thought I would pick it up and give it a shot.
Is it good?
So this book follows it's like they have discovered the lost movie by this famous black and white monster director who did like all the famous monsters. It's sort of like if Bela Lugosi or Lon Chaney, if those guys. And so this movie's supposed to be cursed, because it burned down the theater, or the production set burned down while they were filming, all that kind of stuff. So they've got so they're in a movie theater and they're getting ready to premiere it. And they have like this guy who's like 90 years old, who was back in the day, was the big the guy that would come on and talk about the new movies and stuff. So it's pretty funny, like you would do for like something that was found, But as the movie goes on and the characters are introduced, they are brought to life in the community.
No.
It is, yes, it's so good. It's like you're seeing a panel of the movie, and below it is something that's happening out in the town. Like there are 3 people that are that are going through something in the movie, and below it are three kids going into a convenience store, and then it shows this creature coming at these three guys, and then these three kids at the convenience store. This monster just comes out. So it's like that. It's really funny because
spooky.
At the end, there's a guy up in the projector booth talking about he's eating popcorn, sucking on a thing, watching the movie go in the projector booth. A vampire. All you gotta do is this, and this. I hate for a vampire to come around me or whatever. And there's like a vampire standing behind him because the vampire. So I am interested to see where this goes. It's probably only going to be like a 3 or 4 issues, and it's
the midnight show.
The midnight show. It looks fun.
That's fun. Cool.
And that's
Thanks for sharing with your pull list with us, Pops.
You're welcome.
There are some fun ones.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in all of them, but Batman, probably.
Actually, Batman's been pretty good. So
yeah,
who knows?
Again, if I have to have a lot of context, I'm a context girly. I'm with you on I'm not going to skip 3 seasons. I'm going to watch it. And if I can't get through it, I'm not going to watch it at all. So not being able to read all of the comics, I think would be hard.
Okay. I got you. You don't have to in this though, because they started it. It's just the Gotham War. You could start it with that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, let's talk One Piece, Hannah.
Yay.
First and foremost, did you recognize the agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. in it?
No.
Yes.
Who?
Deke Shaw in 45 episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D. was Bugby.
Yes, I knew that I recognized him. I did recognize him because I was like, I know that man's face, and I googled it, and it was the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. guy. What was his name? Deke Shaw.
Deke Shaw in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know what his real name is. I think his real name is Jeff Ward.
Yep. Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I remembered him. He was he was the guy. He was the future guy.
The future guy, was he?
Was he not the future guy?
I don't remember. Anyway, tell everybody. I'll explain whatever this is. So,
okay, he was the future guy.
Yeah, One Piece is an anime that has over 1,000 episodes. So 1,000. Yes, it's been around forever. 20-something years, I think, maybe longer.
I'll Google it.
And so Netflix decided that they would do a live action show.
And their live action animes have been mid.
I don't know. I did not care for Cowboy Bebop as much as I thought I would. I thought I would really like it, but it was okay. So anyway.
October 20, 1999.
So yeah. That's a long time.
Yeah, over 20 years.
So in this anime, a young boy, so I guess he's probably around in his 18 to 20 at this point in our show, I would say. In the anime, I would think he was younger. He wants to be king of the pirates. It starts out and tells you that the original king of the pirates was caught and killed, and he hid his treasure.
Which is the One Piece.
And the One Piece that... So if you want to be king of the pirates, that's what you have to have. So this boy, you come to find out, ate a devil fruit. And apparently there are bunches of different devil fruit, and you never know what it's going to happen when you eat it. And he ate a gum fruit.
He ate a rubber fruit,
which makes him basically a rubber boy. Also, you can't swim.
He wants to be king of the pirates and will drown immediately in seawater. I was like, man's is having a time.
Yes. So, and so what this is showing is him trying to gather his crew, trying to get a map of the Grand Line, which will show you how to get to different places.
Because he thinks the One Piece is in the Grand Line.
Correct. And him being chased by
the Vice Admiral,
the Marines, or the Navy, whatever you want to call them. And that's what happens in this. And he he meets a couple different pirates. And so, yeah, I liked this show.
I loved this show.
Go ahead. Tell me, Hannah, what you thought.
Yeah, I was worried about it. The first episode, I was like, this is going to be perhaps the lamest thing in the entire world. When it was like Captain Alvita and like meeting Kobe.
Captain Alvita was the captain on the first pirate ship.
That
and she's
Luffy
like, I'm
the best pirate in the world.
Yeah, Luffy is the kid who eats the gum fruit.
Yes.
Monkey D. Luffy.
My name is Monkey D. Luffy, and I'm going to be king of the pirates.
Yes. And Kobe is a boy that he helps escape her.
Yeah.
He was her cabin boy, basically. That was a capture.
When we first like met, I was like, ooh, this is going to be a violent show. This isn't like very nice. This isn't very fun. But then Luffy comes up and his arm immediately stretches all the way backwards and comes around and just
Gum pistol
and just pops her in the face. And she just goes, ah! Like falls off the side, and he's like, you want to come with me, Kobe? And he's like, come with me. You could be a pirate with me. And he's like, pirates are awful. He's like, pirates are great. And it was after the gum pistol and him saying all pirates all great fighters call out their finishing moves.
Finishing moves, yes.
Which was iconic. Just a lot, like it had a lot of heart, I think is the best way to explain it. Luffy has a lot of heart and he engages with people that need that type of heart or that he sees they have that type of heart and perhaps they're not even aware of it at that point. So it's a lot of like bringing unlikely people together, having like adventures and like, he's like, everything's going to work out. And it does. For the most optimism part.
And he will not stand. He believes you should always chase your dream.
And he's not going to stand in the way of your dream. Perhaps to a fault.
Did you catch that everyone that's on his side hated pirates?
Yeah.
Like the people who join his group as a pirate hunter, someone who blamed pirates for killing her mother. I don't know about Usopp. He was just always afraid of them. They're coming.
He's afraid of everything.
And
then, man, that storyline, the cook, the chef storyline.
I didn't like that at all.
Woo! Stab twist.
So
Trevin was crying. We were sitting on the couch and Trevin was like weeping. He's not
we meet
dramatic, but he had
a couple different pirate groups. We meet the cat pirates, Alvita, Buggy.
We meet the clown pirates.
That's the clown pirates. And then we meet the fisherman pirates with, what's his name?
Arlong.
I can't remember. Arlong. I didn't like him either.
The fisherman pirates were the literal worst.
Yeah.
They were awful.
I guess there's a lot of heart to it, like Hannah said. We get introduced to several different characters.
Shanks is pirates.
Shanks is pirates. Shanks is the one who Luffy gives Luffy the hat that he was a pirate and he stood up for Luffy and actually lost his arm in standing up for Luffy. I think Shanks has the power to talk to the sea creatures.
I think Shanks can talk to creatures too.
Yeah, 100%. So a lot of these people that eat this devil fruit, they get a power. So Buggy, the clown, can separate every
himself.
Piece of his bodies. Yes.
And they beat him by locking the different parts of him in boxes.
Except for the fact that he forgot and he snuck one of his ears in Luffy's hat. That's so funny.
That was so clever.
I was like, what? How did he know?
That was so clever. I like that they kept him because he's a fun character.
Yeah, he is a fun character. And I'm
cool too.
Yeah, the actors are I liked him. I did not like Arlong.
Arlong was awful.
Maybe just because I didn't like him.
I didn't like the
we're supposed not to like him.
Arlong was like a swordfish into the ground.
Yeah.
The guy with the guy with that looked like he was a bug.
Yeah, what was that?
Was terrifying. And the guy that went
that spit stuff.
Yeah, that was awful.
And then Usopp actually got him, and there was nobody around to see it.
And then there's nobody, and he's like, they'll believe me. That was the best part. It was the best part. Usopp tells tall tales.
Usopp does tell tall tales, and people don't believe him. Like, he basically, the boy who cried wolf is Usopp. And when it did happen, no one would listen to him. The cool thing is that at the end of this, Luffy gets his pirate. He's 30 million berry is what they call it here, not dollars.
Money.
And in his photo, in the background, you can see Usopp with his slingshot, and the rich lady who gave him their boat, sees him in the.
He's like, "Oh, Usopp!"
In the picture. Oh, Usopp made it! It's so funny. It's sort of like Mike Wazowski on the cover of a magazine.
Did you see me? There I was, front and center.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah. So
I am interested in. I'm interested in everyone's storyline. I'm even interested in the man with the bad haircut. I hope that he and Kobe become good friends.
Yeah, so she's talking about I
don't know his name.
He was the general's
Battle Axe's son.
Battle Axe's son. What was his name?
I don't know.
His name?
Bad haircut guy. Anybody who watches the show will know exactly what I mean, because Zoro just calls him haircut.
Helmeppo. His name is Helmeppo, is what his name is.
Awful.
Helmeppo. I wonder if it means something.
Yeah, because he's got a helmet. He's got a helmet head.
Yeah, he does, because
Zoro gave him a bad haircut.
Zoro gave him a bad haircut.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. So who's your favorite character on his?
Probably him. If I'm allowed to pick Luffy, I'd pick Luffy. I am really the Zoro and the chef. I can't remember that he joined so late.
Chef.
I can't remember his name.
Sanji? Is that his name?
Sanji. Yeah.
Sanji. Yeah.
Something Trevin and I talked about that we absolutely loved is how wonderfully anime styled their costumes are. Their hair is, the way that they talk, the way
Chef Zeph's big long mustache,
everything. Like, if you I would just Google I would just Google what the character looked like just so I could see, and it was literally the same.
Is that right? It was
literally this. Every single one of them was pretty much exactly the same.
Oh, okay. So, minor character that I just love and I want to see a lot more of. Mihawk, the guy with the big with the big cross and the big sword.
With the giant sword?
Yes.
Insane. I Googled him too. He was fighting. He pulled out his little cross, and it was a tiny sword.
I know.
I will not break out the big sword for you. Why? I would not kill a kitten with a cannon or something like that.
Yes.
He's got this really tiny,
him.
Like an olive spork knife.
Thank you.
When he is fighting the bad guys and then takes his sword out and then just flings it in the air, and it leaves air to go to the ship to crack the ship in half.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Trevin and I watched that twice.
He's my favorite.
Rewind it.
He's my favorite minor character, I would have to say. But I think I love the chef story. That's my favorite, I think.
Man, brutal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Brutal. Are we going to ruin it?
Little Snowpiercer there.
Yeah. A lot of Snowpiercer there, actually.
A lot of 100%
Snowpiercer there.
Yeah.
And oh, man. Woo.
So
Zeph loves him.
Yeah. Yeah. So the music in it is, if you've seen the anime, it is different. It is not the same. It is very similar. Some of the story has been changed. But it has
seems
to be
like
for TV.
They're something I was telling Trevin, it feels quicker than the anime would make it. It feels like everything is happening.
Yeah.
Whereas the anime would be rushed. Let's have a day here doing whatever. And then here's a little bit of storyline, but we'll come back to that.
But I felt more connected to the characters in this live action. And maybe that's because they're real people.
Yeah, maybe.
But I mean, I really felt for each and every one of them.
Man. Nami crying, asking for help. Help me, Luffy.
Yeah.
And him being like, you're going to wear my hat. That I cried.
Mm-hmm.
He put the hat on her. He's like, like screaming yes that he was going to help her.
Yes. Yeah.
My heart.
So can you imagine now Jamie Lee Curtis in this?
100%.
Did you Google the character that they want her to play?
Iconic.
Yes. And I would love for her to be in this. So like you said, they've already got season 2. Which is good.
They got the big bad. I literally Googled cigar guy One Piece.
Who's cigar guy?
Hi, Ginger. Did you watch the end of One Piece?
Yeah, I did. I don't remember the cigar guy.
The like big bad. They teased the big bad that who's going to be the big bad in the next season. It was a guy who's smoking 2 cigars at the same time, and he lit the.
I did not.
You didn't watch that?
I didn't pay attention. I saw what's her face and Buggy together.
After that, there's a man smoking a cigar who lights the thing on fire.
Oh, I didn't pay attention. No.
And I literally Googled cigar guy One Piece, and his name is Smoker.
Oh, nice.
And I got to show him to you because he looks
here's
absolutely terrifying.
They could do this forever.
Look at him.
Yeah,
terrifying.
Hannah's showing me a picture right now. You guys can Google it.
Google Smoker. But he didn't come in until chapter 97, episode 48.
Chapter 97. Okay. That's
episode
hilarious.
48. And he is in the Logetown story arc.
Okay. Well, I don't even know what that is. Like I said, I'm just on like episode maybe 10 or 11.
Origin, Grand Line.
All right. Origin.
Oof, man. Exciting.
Well, listen, guys, this is a good show.
Line like the equator?
I think so.
Okay. So
there's one line that runs the red line and the Grand Line. And I think I don't know. I can't tell if what I'm hearing
mountains that they're going
yeah, you got to go up.
They got to go up the river. So there's a river that goes up a mountain.
Yeah. And I can't remember if I'm getting it mixed up with what I listened to in the anime or what I listened to on the show. So,
well, no, that because I Googled it. I be Googling things. Another thing that I loved. So I loved Zeph and his mustache. And he was like, that person came in and was hungry and he fed him.
Yes.
Stab twist.
Yeah.
And then Zoro.
When he fed the Garp, is that his name?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
they were just
eating.
like, and he was like, it's time. We've had our time.
Do you want to know what Trevin thinks?
What?
Trevin thinks that the pirate that's killed at the very beginning is Luffy's
was his dad. I was wondering that. And that would have made so
that would have either made him his son-in-law or his son.
His son, right. So the admiral who goes after Luffy is his grandpa. Yeah.
And so either if that's true, if the pirate that is killed at the beginning of the season,
something Roger,
is Luffy's dad, then that means the admiral it was either his son or his son-in-law. And
he had a hand to play in it.
Yeah. Which is sad.
I know.
Sad.
All right, guys. Well, I would suggest you go.
It's so good.
I give it 5 devil fruits, honestly. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think that I would.
5. I didn't either. I was really just ready to hate it.
I know, but it was fun. It was sweet. I mean, it has some peril.
It has some adult themes.
It does have some adult themes. A little girl basically sacrifices herself not to die, but to be in service to a pirate to save her village, and it's like the long haul. We're talking it takes her 20-something years.
10 to 12.
10 plus years. So, yeah.
She was like 8 or 9.
Yeah, you're probably right. So that's it, guys. That's it for us. Thanks for
it was
hopping
beautiful.
on.
I loved it. Dad.
What?
Love you.
Love you too.
Hey.
And roll.
Friends, thanks for coming and hanging with us on our little corner of the interwebs. I edit and upload our podcast. Dad is in charge of our YouTube. Stop laughing at me. I am going to edit and upload it.
We are both behind.
I have had...
No, I'm way behind.
Okay. Right on.
I'm so far behind. I got a big behind.
Is it as big as that one lady's in Robots?
No. Fanny?
Yeah.
It is not.
Fanny. Jennifer Coolidge.
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
Wow.
Classic. Our intro music is created and performed by Brockwell Nason Music. You should check him out on Instagram or any place that you have the social medias. And go see him if you are in the Nashville area. He has shows most weeks. Our art was made by Nate Turner. Thanks for doing that for us, bud. He made that in Microsoft Paint. He is multi-talented and excellent. Thank you, Nathan. We love you.
Excellent.
Excellente. Muy excellente.
See.
That's all I have.
That's all I got. Guys, thanks so much for hanging with us. We really appreciate you.
Yes.
We would do it without you.
You can't tell them that, Dad.
I know. Hannah and I just have fun, and we're glad that you're here to hop in with us and have fun with us.
Yes.
Until then, next time we will catch you on the flippity flop.
Bye, friends.
Bye, guys.